Hi, Dana. It's great to get together with you.
Yes, good to see you, Ida. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this journal that you came out with. I'm really excited about it. And I just wanted to ask you some questions about journaling because that's something new to me for my writing. So when I started taking lessons with you, you really were like, you should journal after your rides to write down everything to help you remember it. And so I started doing that. And I really enjoy it. It really helps me reflect on the ride. And when we talk in our lesson about stuff that I did, it helps to educate me because I'll say, this is what I felt and this is what I did. And you're like, okay, and let's put it in the correct terms. Tell me about your journaling, why you like to journal your rides and your lessons.
Well, I've been doing it forever, and I ask all of you, I asked all my students, I asked my students to do it. A long time ago, a sports psychologist started telling us that if you would write something down after you immediately did it, you would retain 75 to 80% of it. And as the hours went by, less and less if you didn't write it down. It was frightening how little of an experience you would actually retain, especially if someone was trying to teach you. So the idea that sports psychologists were telling us that the sooner we could write something down after we worked on it, the more we'd retain was helpful. But actually, as a young trainer, it was when you're first starting out, you still have a day job and you're trying to ride two or three horses and maybe you have a farm and children and all that stuff. I was like, I was carrying around a lot in my head. And I was like, wow, every time I'd get on a horse, it'd be like, okay, I got to think about what I did yesterday. And I was tired. And so, for practical reasons, I kept a journal, just a little notebook, tucked in my grooming kit, and I would make notes on the horses, and it wasn't very much. I mean, just I didn't even always, they weren't full sentences, spelling probably sucked. There was a lot of exclamation points on days when things might not have gone well. And then on the days where there was good stuff, there might be some hearts and flowers and yeah, who got a flying change. But what it helped was is there was a notation of I did this and this with this horse, and it might be things like I lunged it for 10 minutes in side reins, set at blah blah setting, and then rode it and did this and this horse is at level one, and this horse is at level two, and what you were working on each horse. And then when I figured out when I went to tack them up, it was right there in the grooming kit, and I kept left it laying open all day long, right there by the grooming kit. And I glance down and say, okay, this horse, I did this and this yesterday. Also, I finally figured out that I needed a page at about every 30 days. I needed a page where I was making a work list for that horse ahead. Like I need to do this exercise and this exercise because I need to start the flying changes in 30 days. This customer is only leaving this horse for 6 months. I only have this much time to get this done. So it was based on all of this. It was practicality of remembering what I was working on, helping myself. If I would go out for a clinic and someone would help me, I would be writing in my journal, like, Bo Jenna, the Swedish Olympic coach, would tell me something significant about the ride that I had, and I'd be trying to capture that for that horse. So anything that was going on, I might go out to a show and have an epiphany by what was written on my test, and I come back and write it in my journal. Like, oh, this judge keeps talking to me about Source's neck isn't straight. It lacks straightness. It's not straight in the neck. I got to look at some videos. I got to look in the mirrors. I got to get the people that are looking at me looking at this. Why is this happening? Am I not on the outside rein? Well, I'm just babbling on, but you can see that it kept track of things for me.
Mhm.
And I could use it for inspiration and it would help. So the journal that I've developed here for us and that you helped me, the inspiration for this is that I ask you all to journal, but then I sat there and I thought, oh, I know what I like in my journals. I like them to be pretty and I like them to have a nice cover. And so we put a nice cover on it and we put some gold pages and we put some pages with quotes at the bottom. And thank you because you helped a lot with that. You were very inspirational with this.
Oh, you're very welcome. I really enjoy the journaling because when I sit and reflect, like after I put my horse away, it really helps me kind of think about what we just did and when we talked about what I need to work on and like what that really felt like on the horse. So it like sinks in of everything I did so that I don't forget it. And then you're right, I can go back and look. So this journal it's a good size. It's a 6x9, so you can keep it in your tack room, your tack box, right in the barn, so that after you're done riding and you have your horse away, you can go back and journal right away so that we don't forget any important things. Like maybe those light bulb moments. I
Yeah.
had a few of those yesterday and they're definitely down in my journal. So it's going to be nice when I get, 6 months down the line and I can look back and be like, wow, that's the day that really sunk in. Yeah, and we do have the goals page on there, and about every 30 pages, there's a check-in for the goals where you can see where you're at and where you need to go. So I really love this.
Well, good. It's a little bit personal. I hope that everyone will love it. At the bottom of every few pages is a quote. Some of the quotes are more positive, and some were things that people said to me that weren't so positive, but they were the quotes. Some of these are the quotes that drove me forward in life, that inspired me to either keep going because people were, yeah, you're doing great, or people, maybe didn't have confidence in you, but it made you mad enough to succeed. Which
Yes.
there are a couple of those in there because
Yeah.
young girls listening to older gentlemen who are kind of disdainful of young girls. Well, I got my back up.
Well, the
But
journaling is for the good and the bad. Like I said, I journal my rides, not just my lessons, and I'll put in there the stuff that was good and also the stuff that was bad that I'm like, yeah, probably should not do that again. It didn't work out well for me and my horse.
we have to capture those moments. And there's a few tears in every journal, but there's a lot of laughs too. And we gotta laugh sometimes when we fail and say when we fail and just say, I can do better. I'm gonna do better tomorrow. And capture the thoughts of how to go on and do better. So tell them how to find this so that they can get a journal,
Yeah,
Dana.
absolutely. We're going to be posting a link to Amazon. So Amazon is going to have this journal available to purchase. You can go in and search Writing Journal Ida Norris and it should pop up, but I'm going to post this link on all of your social media platforms. So be on the lookout for that.
That's great. And we really appreciate it. We hope that you'll pick up one of these journals and enjoy it as much as Dana and I do.
Yes.
Until next time, take care. Hug your horses for us.
Bye.